It's been 2 years since we put together a holiday gift guide.
Do we still like the same stuff? We were going through our list from our video 2 years ago, and quite a few things are the same, but a few things have also changed.
These gifts are not only good for the holiday season for gift giving, but really all year round.
This is
We're
true.
just decked out for the holidays because 'tis the season.
Nobody's walking out on this fun old-fashioned family Christmas. No, we're all in this together.
This video isn't going to be as long as our holiday gift guide video from 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think we did like 27
Yeah.
things or something.
Yeah, we're only going to do, what, 12, I think, this
12
time?
or 13.
But we do have a much longer list for you to choose from, and all the links and everything will be in the description below and in our blog post that we will send out. So if you're not signed up for our mailing list, please be sure to do so.
And you know, it's a bit of a supply chain issue these days. We're going to try to make sure all of our links point to valid in-stock products, but supply thing being what it is, we just can't control that.
Yeah.
Just so you know, the links below are affiliate links, which means we do get a little bit of a commission on things you buy through our links.
But just like always, these links are things that we use ourselves. So we will never recommend anything that we do not use or that we have not purchased ourselves. In addition, these links are how we can continue to make an income so we can provide this free content for you guys to watch. So please use our links and help us out.
Yep. And some of these items we've had since before we even got our RV. So we've used them a long time and a lot.
All right, let's just jump into it then.
Yeah. Our first thing is an Accurite fridge thermometer, wireless.
Very
so
important.
yeah, we use this all the time. This is really important for RVers on travel days because it creates a high and low point so you can see how hot your refrigerator got while you were traveling to know if your food is safe.
Yeah, we've had plenty of times where we've had to throw out food because our temperature has gotten too high. A lot of that has to do with RVing in extreme heat, which you've seen some videos on, but you know, you've got to pay attention to that because that could be dangerous and nobody needs to get sick.
Yeah, and using the, oh, it feels cold method, that's not going to work.
Speaking of products that we've had since day one, this product was actually something we bought before we had the RV.
Yeah, this was sitting in a box in our old Sticks and Bricks, just waiting for us to get an RV, and it's the Oxygenics shower head. So first of all, the shower head that comes with your RV, unless you've got like $1 million Prevo, is probably just a little cheap plastic thing, and the flow is not great. This thing does some kind of magic with air or something. I don't know what it does, but we've been using this thing for 4 years straight.
It's awesome.
A little note though on this thing is that it does come with kind of a cheap, stiff hose. So we replaced that with a good one, and it hangs nicely and doesn't get all like stiff. It's,
Yeah. So the link for the Oxygenics and the hose are in the description below. And speaking of showers, we also use a shower shroom, which is just really cheap little piece of plastic, but it really helps prevent stuff going down into the tanks that you don't want down in the tanks. So hair
Yeah.
and all that stuff, it just really helps to keep it contained.
Yeah, plus if you know about RV plumbing systems, a lot of the showers and sinks don't use P-traps, they use HEPVO filters, which is like a little flapper thing, and you don't want hair getting down in that stuff.
This next item is actually an updated version of something we recommended a couple of years ago.
Right, monitoring your battery in an RV is a big deal, especially if you're going to boondock at all. And a shunted battery monitor is the really only true way to know what's going in and out of your battery. Now last year we recommended one that had a cable and a front display, and that's great, but the new one is all Bluetooth. So all you need is your phone and the device. It does require a little bit of wiring to your batteries, so you have to put this on the negative side of your battery, so you want to make sure whoever you're gifting this to or yourself is comfortable with that.
But can you use this on any type of battery?
Yeah, absolutely, any kind of battery. So it's something that you can gift, and if somebody upgrades their batteries later to lithium or whatever, it just needs to be reprogrammed for that style of battery, which is really just picking the battery. And yeah, it can be used on anything.
Cool. Another upgraded product from our video 2 years ago, same brand, but stepped it up a notch.
Yeah, and that is, again, monitoring resources in an RV, and this monitors your propane resources. So this is the Mopika LP tank sensor, and we had that for about 3.5 years before one of our sensors finally died. You know, these things are up under the RV, taking all the road stuff. And the new ones we have are the Pro ones, and we use them all the time. They're really, really helpful in the winter because
So
you
we're
don't
cranking
want
through that propane right now.
yeah, you do not want to run out of propane in the middle of the night in the winter in an RV.
Oh my gosh.
So this thing gives you notifications on your phone, so you can go, oh, I'm down to 5%. I got to go fill.
Something else in the kitchen that I really love is our Berkey water filter. And we used to have the zero water pitchers and keep it in the refrigerator, and those worked just fine, but they became very expensive because we had to buy filters all the time, and a like 2-pack of filters I think was close to $30. So we're buying them every couple of months, and that really adds up. Yes, the Berkey can be pricey up front, but in the long run you're going to save money. We got this actually from Eric and Tammy of Techno RV, and I remember Tammy saying that they've had their original Berkey and the charcoal filters inside for years, and they haven't had to replace them yet. So that's pretty amazing. We keep it right over there, which, hold on, I'll show you. It's right over there against the window.
You can actually hear a little bit of it. I just filled it so it's dripping.
It does take a little while to get the water to go all the way through the filtration system, so just keep that in mind. But I usually fill it up the night before we travel, so then I can take the filtered water and put it in a pitcher, keep it in the refrigerator, and then of course I dump it out so that there's no water to be spilled just in case the thing falls over. But it has a nice little rubber grippy ring around the bottom that keeps it from moving around.
I honestly, I mean, I know some people who just travel with that on their counter, but we're not quite that risky.
I don't want to come in with water all over the floor. So
This is true.
you know,
This is
why
true.
not just better safe than sorry? But so far, we really, really like the Berkey water filter.
And in case you're wondering, our RV did come with a single filter that filters the whole RV. We have upgraded that to a triple filter system. We'll have a video out on that probably in a couple months.
Yeah, because man, we have been in some parks lately in the Midwest that, this
Rusty.
water, you can smell it. You can smell the minerals in this water. So I can't wait to crack open these filters and see what they look like inside. Something else that we have updated since our video 2 years ago is Is it on?
No, well,
Oh.
it's the screen went off. Pachow. Warning screen. You can't really see it anyway. But this is a must. An RV GPS is a must for an RVer with a tall RV like ours. Now, if you've got an Airstream or a small class B or C, it may not be as big of an issue, but when you're 13.5 feet tall and the national limit is 13.5 feet tall, you want your GPS to navigate you based on clearance.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and we've been using this now for over 2 years, and it is great. I hate voice navigation, but the one on this is really good.
We were using the Rand McNally Overdrive 8 or something like that.
7, I think.
Overdrive.
Yeah.
And we did do a comparison side by side on a travel day. We do have a video for that if you want to see them right next to each other and how they operate, but we do prefer this Garmin over the other one.
100%. It's been a great tool. People always ask us, hey, did you take the 330 over to blah, blah, blah? And we're like, dude, I don't know. I just followed the blue line. I'm here.
Yeah. Another travel day must have is a TPMS.
Yes, absolutely. This is the TST 507, and this is another one that we have used for years. And it's saved us a couple of times. It's gone off, and we've pulled over for the heat. It measures temperature and pressure. And what I like about this also, I've seen a few online recently where the tire blew and the TPMS didn't go off because it had like a 5-minute update interval.
Oh, wow.
And this does have that, you know, it does update on like a 5-minute interval for the pressure and temperature, but if you have a fast leak, it notifies immediately. And ours did. When we had our blowout, we'll have a link for that below, it notified us immediately that there was a blowout. So it's really, really important to check your tire pressure before every travel day. You can't just look at them. You got to have something. You just turn this on, you check all your pressures, and you're good to go, fill it up, whatever.
And honestly, a problem with your tires and an accident can happen whether you're full-timing or weekend warriors, because we do hear a lot of people that say, oh, I don't need to spend the money on that because we just camp on the weekends.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't matter, guys. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're part-time or full-time. When you're an RVer, tire issues can happen, and it's dangerous.
In fact, if your RV has been parked for several months, even more chance you might have a rotted tire and whatnot. not know it.
Yeah, so a TPMS is essential. We like the TST the best, and we have tried the EEZ before as well.
This one's a nice color display. It's easy to see. It's got a little hood here if you've got glare like we do on our dash. Yeah, this thing every travel day, all the time.
Yes.
Another thing related to tire safety is a pump. Now you might say, oh, I can just stop at the gas station. If you're traveling full-time in an RV, you want your own pump on hand, and you want it to be able to get to the maximum PSI that you need for your tires. Most gas station little thingies don't even go above 60 PSI, so that's out for our truck, it's out for the RV.
Well, I mean, and plus, it's just more convenient for you to be able to do it in our site right before we leave than having to maneuver your way through a gas station.
Yeah, if you watched our travel day pack up breakdown, our camp setup and breakdown video.
It's a very old video.
We're going to update. But you know that we have a process called T24, 24 hours before departure, so the day before is when you want to check things like tire pressure and fill them up and get all that stuff right.
If you're not sure which RVer air compressor that you need, Techno RV has a fantastic customer service staff that will answer your every question.
Yeah, that's one thing that really sets Eric and Tammy and their operation apart is you call their phone number, you get a human. You talk on chat and it says, Evan is waiting. Evan's really there. We went there and saw her.
That's right. Yeah, so they are awesome, and they will make sure that you get into the right product for you. So.
And the same is true for the TPMS that we just showed.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't know whether you want flow through or cap sensors or how you want to set it up, they're your go-to for that for sure.
Just ask them. Next on our list, Chad created an outside water bundle.
Which is really, it's just going to be a list of links. But these might make a neat little bundle gift, because whenever we're doing a video outside and we show our wet bay, people always ask, what's that water meter? What's that 90 that you use? What kind of pressure regulator is that? So I think it would be really cool, because recently we just put a winter hose, a heated hose in, and I had to move all that stuff into the bay. And it all fits in there pretty well. You got the 90 and then the pressure regulator and then
when
the
you
meter.
say 90.
Just like on the side of the RV, if you've got something going in like this and you don't want that torsion pulling like this, a 90 is great for your water connection so it's not providing torque on that fitting.
Also, it looks like a Loch Ness Monster.
Ah, Johnny's not here, Mrs. Torrance.
You do too, no. Now come on, tell me. Don't want to.
So you might be asking, why do you need a water meter? You don't need one, but it's really nice to have for two reasons. One, if you're filling your fresh tanks and you want to see how much water is going in and make sure that you're getting the right amount, that's one thing. If you're flushing your black tank and you're filling your black tank and you want to not put more gallons in the black tank than the black tank can hold, then it's a good time to use it. Also, if you're camping on a situation where you've got water but no sewer, you can see how much water has gone in but not out of your system to kind of get a better feel for that.
That
also.
one's very useful.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And the pressure regulator is absolutely important. You know, we tried the little cheap ones that just kind of go in line and they're a fixed PSI. Those things are garbage. They don't have enough flow. This one, you can actually dial it up and down. Of course, you can't go over the water pressure that you have, but it lets you dial it back so it doesn't damage your pipes.
We've left a couple behind.
We've donated. We've donated some, so it's on our checklist now.
Yeah, make sure you take it with you when you leave.
But if you put it inside your bay like I have it now, that'll be fine. The last thing in the bundle are quick connections. When you're setting up and breaking down camp a couple of times a week, or you're unhooking and hooking up your black tank flush, the quick fittings are really, really handy. They are a little bit of an upfront investment, but you can move them from hose to hose to hose as you change down the line. And the brass ones are the way to go. We tried the cheap ones. They failed after about a month.
It's a good little bundle.
It's a good bundle.
I like that. The next item is all about Daisy.
Daisy.
She's about to fall asleep over here. She's like, you guys are boring. I'm closing my eyes. Hi, babe. Oh,
Yeah,
she wants mommy.
No.
Come here, baby.
If your
Oh my goodness.
if your RV friend or family member that you're gifting has a pet, this is really, really important to us. We did a full video on pet safety, but one of the key items there is a monitor that will monitor the temperature and humidity and send you an alert if it goes outside of your predefined threshold. Now, we used to use an item called Marcel. That's still a good item, but ours was 3G, and of course 3G is going away. 3G meaning that these things talk to the cellular network. They don't require an internet connection to work, just that you're in cellular range. And we decided, since we needed to replace that one, to try Waggle. And I really like it. I think the interface, I think the app is better. It's been great because it also notifies you if power goes out.
Yeah.
So we've done a lot of upgrades so we can control power a lot better here. We can turn our ACs on and off and things like that. But knowing your pet is safe is crucial.
Right? Next up are these.
Simple two-way radios. These are
Yeah.
by Midland. I think they have like a 3-mile range or something, but if you're 3 miles away from the person that's helping you back in, you're probably doing it wrong.
We also use these when we travel in caravan, like you've probably seen us do with Phil and Stacy, because they have them as well, and so we can communicate with them while we're traveling, which is really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can use your cell phone if you want. Some people just do that and put it on speaker. That's perfectly valid if you're in an area with cell coverage. If you're not, then you're yelling out the window like a crazy person.
These have worked for us. This is our method of choice, but as long as you have a way to communicate with the person who's helping you back in and park the RV, that's hopefully not just yelling at each other, so that you're not disturbing others around you.
Also, if you ever get into a situation where you need to back up down a one-way street and you need somebody out there, the radio makes you look really official, but you got to hold it like this, and you got to have an orange vest.
It's always me.
It's you, because I'm driving.
I have to do it. I have to stop traffic, and I have, but that's all right. We haven't had to do that in a long time.
All right, babe. If you can hear me, are you backing this thing? You're backing it all the way to the street, right?
Yeah, I got it back to that side street.
Now you're clear, so just keep it coming.
Let me know when the tail of the rig reaches the corner.
I got you, but keep coming. Okay, you're at the corner. You're at the corner. You're looking great, babe.
Okay, a couple of other things that I think would make really cool gifts are some apps or some memberships. So we use RV Trip Wizard for all of our planning needs, and it's really, really awesome, and it's a great tool. So you could gift that to the RVer in your life, or the person that you're RVing with, or whatever.
Yeah, and when you're planning, it also does take into account low bridges and things like that. Now, it comes with a navigation app, and to be honest with you, we have not been that impressed with that navigation app. But the planning part of this tool, we use religiously. It's how we plan all of our travel, period. And it's got a lot of new features that have come out on it, so we'll probably be doing a new video on that. But it is an awesome, awesome gift.
And then another thing that I think would be really cool is a Harvest Host membership, which, if you're not familiar with Harvest Host, we do have several videos about some of our Harvest Host stays, but these are places that you can visit and park your RV overnight, sometimes 2 nights if you get permission, but there are places like breweries and farms and wineries and all kinds of unique things. We've stayed at museums and gosh, what else am I missing? Because
golf courses.
Golf courses are another. That's an additional part of the package if you wanted to upgrade and have more places to stay. But they have locations all over the country. So if you're doing several travel days in a row and you don't really want to spend money on booking an RV site in each location, check out and see what Harvest Hosts are in the area, because they're fun. And for us, they're some of the most memorable places that we've stopped, because
that's really nice people.
And there are things that we might not have ever known about or stopped to see had we not had the Harvest Host membership. So it's pretty cool.
I mean, come on. Winery or Walmart? Which one's better?
I know what I pick.
I mean, Walmart has a wine section, but it's not the same.
Another thing that would be cool is just a National Parks Pass if you want to buy something for someone on your gift list that's going to do a lot of traveling, especially if they're going to travel a lot out west, because there are a lot of parks out there. And it's just an awesome gift. You can get your National Parks Pass for free if you have military ID. Yours worked as well. So
any kind of veteran identification on, like your driver's license, like I have, is all you need.
Yep.
So don't buy them one if they're a vet, because then you just get one for free anyway.
You can also look into getting them a subscription for an RV magazine that's full of a lot of helpful information. And they do also have online subscriptions. So RV Camping Magazine is one that we were on the cover of, which is
Right.
pretty cool. And then there's another one that is RVing Today.
RV Today, yeah.
RV Today, which is from the folks who put together Rootless Living. So those are a couple of options if you want to look into those.
Yeah,
Pretty
and
cool.
I know Rootless Living, and I think one of the other ones also has a print copy that you can buy. So might be a neat gift to buy somebody an actual print copy to sit in front of their RV. People who like paper.
Do you have an RV DIYer on your Christmas list? If so, you can get them the gift of knowledge from the National RV Training Academy.
I took their week-long fundamentals course, which is awesome for any RVer of any level. And they also have a home study version of that course now. And there is a special discount for Black Friday below, so be sure to check that out.
Remember, that discount is just good for the Black Friday special.
Yeah, dates are below.
Something else that I think makes an awesome gift, if you know where the RVer in your life is going to be headed, is an experience of some sort. So for example, when we were in Utah, we did that fabulous helicopter tour from Zion Helicopters. We don't have an affiliation with them other than we just think they're cool.
Yeah.
But something like that was amazing and would make an awesome gift. So tours like helicopter tours,
Guided
or
tours.
you know, if you're somewhere along the coast, maybe some kind of boat tour or sunset tour, anything that you think that the RVer in your life is into, an experience is awesome because they'll remember that.
Just look for things to do in blah, 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 and there's be some good stuff there.
In a blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. If your friends are going to blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
they want a helicopter tour over that.
Okay, Chad. Let's tell them what's next.
Okay, so the next couple of things are gifts that you probably want to buy for yourself unless you're just really got lots of money.
Or you and your significant other. They're the higher end items that,
Yeah.
we absolutely enjoy.
Yeah, we really love kayaking. And finding a good travel kayak was a struggle for us. We tried the blow up ones and those just didn't really work out.
Yeah.
We found Oru and we've been using that. It's a foldable origami style
It's
kayak.
awesome. Yeah, it's
it is
really cool.
amazing. It's like you're in a real solid kayak. You're not in some flimsy blow up thing.
Yeah.
So we have loved that. We've shown it in a couple of videos. We'll have links for that below. And other thing is our electric bikes.
Yes. And they're still running, while supplies last, they're still running their Black Friday special. So it's a highly discounted package with a bike and some accessories and stuff like that. And I believe it's a couple $100s off. Of course, while supplies last, so depending on when you watch this video, we don't know if it's still available.
Yeah, but we've loved using ours, especially in places like Key West,
Yeah.
riding around the Keys, or the Balloon Fiesta, riding around there. It's just nice to have and convenient, and you don't have to pedal the whole time. You can
Yeah.
just gas it.
And speaking of electric bikes, we also love our helmets that we talk to each other
Oh,
with.
yeah.
So the Bluetooth helmets have been amazing in places like Key West where traffic can be a little bit sketchy because everything's so crammed together and it's sometimes people dodge in and out. And so it's nice that when we're riding single file that he can say car on your left or car coming up or whatever.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I didn't even have that on the list.
I know.
The cool thing too is people are always going to new areas and you're on bikes. So if your friends have bikes but they don't have these helmets, it might be a really good gift.
Yeah, they're awesome. We love them.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all we have time for in this video, but just remember that we have links below.
And the list below is going to be our full list. It's going to be these items we talked about, as well as a bunch of others. So if you didn't hear anything that you liked here, go check out the list below and see if there's something in there.
Let us know what your favorite gift is to give to an RVer in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Comment below. Other people read those. Might be helpful. That's all. Goodbye.
Bye. Oh, no, we're not done. No, we're not done.
What?
Because I want to tell them about our super awesome Christmas tree.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
We haven't really decorated or gone all out with a tree or anything in the past few years.
Usually it's this big.
I found a little $5 thrift store tree that we would sit on the table, but you know, we really didn't do much for it. And then I found this beauty right over here that is amazing. It is amazing. It was
5 feet tall.
$23. 5 feet tall, $23, and it collapses to this big.
That's the best part.
This big.
A box like this. It goes straight down flat. It fits in this box.
It comes with ornaments and little fairy lights. I did add an extra strand of fairy lights. Holy cow, this thing is perfect. It's a pencil tree, so it's really thin. Fits right there in the corner, but we have several places that we could actually put this thing. So
We could have like 3 of them.
we could.